Good day, everyone. This video is for anyone that is just learning how to regulate their emotions in a healthy way, or you're just starting to realize that paying attention to your emotions and nurturing them in the right ways are important on your wellness journey. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing a personal story actually that happened to me yesterday to share as an example. Now, one thing that I do want to mention is if you are coming from a background where you didn't really pay much attention to your emotions and you kind of let them control all of your reactions and your decisions, and you thought that your emotions were you, and you also didn't listen to your feelings or your emotional guidance system, and you often pushed through daily tasks or things even if you didn't feel right about it, because at the time you didn't recognize the importance of your emotions and how emotional regulation and taking care of our emotional guidance system is very important for our wellness. So you might be coming from this background and beginning on this journey of starting to make your emotions something important in your life. And so it's going to be a challenge to change the way that you deal with your emotions. Well, I guess you're going to be actually dealing with your emotions now, whereas before you didn't, and you kind of just like pushed through. So to have patience with yourself and practice daily when certain things come up, practice certain tools. I'm also going to give you a few techniques and tools to take away from this video in order to help you on your journey, okay? All right, so I'll dive right in. So yesterday I woke up not feeling my greatest, and sometimes this happens, and then I do my yoga, I go for my walk, and I feel better. But yesterday was different. I was not feeling better. I was feeling anxious, honestly, and I had no idea why. I just had a lot of feelings of uncomfortability. Like I felt anxious, worried, overwhelmed, okay? And so I do want to mention that in the past, when I would feel certain feelings like this is when I was unaware that this is when I believed that emotions were me, and that I didn't have the power to change or to help myself. Okay, so when I would feel these anxious and worried emotions in the past, I would allow them to take over, and I would think it was the end of the world, and that would perpetuate the fear and the anxiety. And I also didn't regulate my emotions very well back in the day. I'd often distract myself, get drunk a lot or smoke weed, just distract myself in any way that I could, okay? So that was in my past. And now when days like this happen, like yesterday, so when I was feeling that overwhelm in the morning, mind you, I still went ahead and started to work on my stuff, like started work. I work from home. I tried to push through, okay? But my point was that in the past, I would allow these emotions to take over and think it was the end of the world and feel very overwhelmed. But now the difference is when I feel these emotions, I always tell myself, well, these emotions are going to pass and tomorrow is going to be a better day, okay? And these are coming through for a reason. They need to pass through me to not panic, okay? And to take care of myself in the way that I need. So yesterday, instead of taking care of myself right away, I was like, okay, I'll just, I'm feeling uncomfortable, but I'll try to work, I'll try to get what I have to do done. But I got like halfway through the morning, like maybe till 11 o'clock, And I was like, my body was just like, I can't do this, okay? And I was like, I stopped. I'm like, I have to listen. I have to listen to what it is that I need. I can't focus on falling behind from work. I need to put my well-being, my health, okay, myself first, because if I'm not good, nothing else will get done the next day or even the next week. And this is something that I've learned on my own healing journey and awakening journey, is to listen to my body and how I'm feeling. So I got up from my desk feeling really uncomfortable. I ended up going for a walk. This is something I do daily anyways, feeling upset or not. But then I ended up going for a walk. And then I came back and I felt very uncomfortable and very sad and a little bit overwhelmed at what was going on inside my body. There was no specific thing that happened or that triggered anything, okay? It might be some leftover feelings of stress from things that I've been dealing with in my personal life. Like I've mentioned my father before, he's always making decisions that are not good for him and putting him in situations in life that are not good for his health or not good for his life. And so sometimes that weighs on my heart. So anyways, it might have been the leftover aftermath from a weekend incident of me worrying. And then Monday came and I was like totally just not good. So anyways, I got back from my walk and then I was so overwhelmed. I'm like, I just need to be in nature. And usually when I want to be in nature, I go for a walk and I go to this park where there's a lot of trees and I sit in the grass, but I didn't want to be anywhere other than in my home or on my property. That's how, I guess, overwhelmed I was. So I took my a low ground chair that I had. I sat in the dirt and the grass, in my around my vegetable garden, and I just lied there, okay? And feeling very uncomfortable, but what you notice is that I walked away from all my tasks that we all usually feel like we have to get done, okay? We usually put our emotional needs, okay, on the back burner because work has to get done, bills need to get paid, kids need to be fed, groceries need to be done, all these external things, these pressures and things that have to get done before our health, right? Before our life, which, in a situation like yesterday, I really couldn't handle doing what I was doing, right? My body was like pushing me away from my desk. I couldn't be here. I couldn't handle it. So I listened to it and I went and sat out in my backyard, okay? And like I said before, I want you to know that healthy emotional regulation is listening to what your body and your emotions or your mind, maybe not so much your mind, but your body is telling you when you're feeling uncomfortable, okay? And the most important part of emotional regulation is being with yourself through these uncomfortable moments, okay? That's an important part. And another important part of this uncomfortability, of this feeling like it's the end of the world and you feeling really afraid and anxious, and then when you're in this state, sometimes you can have matching thought patterns going on in your head, like, oh, you're not good enough, or why'd you do this, or why'd you do that, I'm not gonna get that job, this isn't gonna happen. All these fear-based thoughts start creeping in, especially when you're in a low state. And what I have done is created this other, I guess I don't think I created it, it's probably my higher self, my more wise self or something, voice that knows now, even when I'm in a dark, deep place, that says to me, tomorrow's going to be a better day. This is happening because it needs to happen. Don't judge it. Don't be afraid. Everything's okay. I know it's uncomfortable, but be with me now. Be with yourself, okay? And I literally just lied out in my backyard and I just focused on the wind blowing against the trees and the day. I felt the sun, the warmth on my body, okay? Try to stay present in the moment and to listen to your surroundings, smell what's around you. Head into your body, into the present moment, okay? And you're still probably gonna feel uncomfortable, but you need to trust that everything is gonna be okay, and this emotional wave that is coming through you needs to come through you. Like I've spoken about in my other videos, be there for yourself like you'd be there for a child, okay? To the best of your ability, comfort yourself, love yourself. I always say to myself, it's okay, Kylie, tomorrow's gonna be a better day. I'll even say it to my partner if we're in conversation and he's like, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'll be fine. Thank you for supporting me and loving me. Tomorrow's gonna be a better day. I know tomorrow's gonna be a better day. So if you are in alignment with your highest good, okay, your highest self that wants to love yourself and be there for yourself within these uncomfortable times, then you allow whatever needs to pass through you emotionally to pass through you. And clearly I needed that time for myself to pass through the emotional debris that may be built up over the weekend when I was going through some stress, okay? And so I literally spent all of yesterday from, 12, until I went to bed, just doing things for me. I sat out in the backyard for a couple of hours, and then it started to get hot. I came inside and I still really didn't feel like doing too much. So I lied down on my bed, okay? Afterwards, when I was feeling a little bit better, I started listening to some music, some instrumental music. Then I watched a little TV after. So just to relax, okay? And so you can see that this process of emotional regulation, it doesn't have to be as long the whole day. Something like that can be shortened, okay? If you're at work and you have like a break and you're feeling really stressed, instead of going on your phone or engaging with other people, take yourself outside or inside the staff room or a room where you're by yourself and just sit with yourself, okay? Don't listen to the negative thoughts. Say that I'm gonna be okay, it's okay, I'm here for you. Talking to myself has been a huge therapeutic technique, a tool for me that has helped me, because it's helped me build that relationship with myself, and a strong, healthy relationship at that, okay? So I hope that I gave you some helpful techniques and tools in this video. And remember, one day at a time, and start with small little stressors, things that are bothering you. Instead of distracting yourself or getting upset and lashing out at people, walk away when you start to feel uncomfortable in your body and go and be with yourself, okay? Have a wonderful day, guys. Remember to like and subscribe for more content, and I hope to see you in my next video. Have a wonderful day, and remember to stay mindful.